Greetings. This is Griff Ruby, the Nostalgic Catholic, with yet another um, Isaac Asimov short story. The next one is, again, it's not called out on the cover, nor is his name doesn't appear there, but there's a small, very short story in there. And in fact, it's towards the end of the list of the table of contents, listed as Hellfire by Isaac Asimov, page whatever it is, 97. So, why is he writing about such a glamorous thing as that? Now, this magazine, I note, doesn't seem to have any artwork in it at all. So there's nothing. It does have a couple of blurbs, one to introduce the story just a little bit, and another one to kind of introduce the author. It says Hellfire by Isaac Asimov again. You start the story, see no artwork. But the blurb says, it was a new departure in A-bomb spectator appeal, but it gelled without benefiting clergy. Okay. What paragon of discernment once said that the tiniest pinpoint of creativeness, the most evanescent flicker from a writer of real stature, was worth a half-dozen full-length novels by lesser scribes? We hope we're not making it up. He's asking. I don't know, maybe somebody said that, but they can't figure out who. Continues. We hope we're not making it up. Anyway, this little gem of a story by Isaac Asimov is more than a flicker, despite its almost unbelievable brevity. It is a tale of somber cosmic grandeur. Now, there's no artwork. Those are the blurbs. You've seen the magazine it's in. There's a number of very minor differences all the way through the story, and none of them really change very much. They just leave me kind of wondering why this would be this way. I'll just read one sample of it. They're talking about nuclear bombs, and the idea is they've set off a nuclear bomb, an atomic bomb, and they photographed it with some whole lighting thing that could filter the light to a manageable level so the film could actually get a reasonable image and not just be whited out with, you know what I mean, too much glare. And two, get these frames that are like a billionth of a second or some really minuscule time elapsed from one to the next to the next to the next. So you can really go through it all in super slow motion. And the idea was to kind of look at the way it goes. Yeah, that's kind of a cool concept. I mean, scientifically, that could be of some interest. So I'm going to read one paragraph and just kind of illustrate typical of the sort of little differences you find all the way throughout. The paragraph talks about people who talk about all this atomic power and compare it to the way people can hear, you know, maybe that you might have gotten sermons in church about, you know, if you do that, you're going to go to hell. I don't know where you find sermons like that very much, or if you ever did, even when this was written, mind you. But it's a stereotype that probably seems to have more familiarity among people who don't actually go to church much. But at any rate, the paragraph, okay, they knew the danger. They're afraid, too, of atomic bombs. Well, not enough, insisted the scientist. I've seen men watch an H-bomb blow an island into a hole. Yeah, they've done that. And then go home and sleep soundly for 10 hours. Okay, now we find that exact passage as published in the book, and it came out, by the way, saying Earth is room enough. And it's on page 128. One of the shorts that are in here. And it says here, okay, they knew the danger, they're afraid too. Not enough, said the scientist. I've seen men watch an H-bomb blow an island into a hole and then go home and sleep. Nothing about for 10 hours. And just little stuff like that. There's a sprinkling of just minor differences that don't really change anything, but it's like, why? Why? But the story is the same. The point is straightforward, and when you get down to the key description, what did they see when they looked at the nuclear blast? That is the same, fortunately. And that's the thing. What did they see? Well, they're watching this blast. There's this little point, it expands, and so forth, and then it takes on some sort of a shape for a moment, and then it kind of coalesces back into a vague oval and goes on to just expand. And the shape, the idea is a classic portrait of the devil. We're talking, sinister-looking beard and horns and all the whole thing, as if this is the devil. We have unleashed the devil in this world with atomic blasts and nuclear blasts, and that's it. I mean, that's a total spoiler. There's really not, now that I've told you that, I've spoiled the story, and there's really not much else to it other than just some of that background and build up to that amount and how that image and so forth. And everyone's all shocked and horrified. What have we done? And that's the story right there. So we're not talking about a hellfire in the theological sense. We're talking about something, a hot, devastating, and definitely kind of a demonic home sort of thing, complete with you see a demon or devil for a moment in the blast once you look at it carefully, at least in the story. So that's that story. One other small thing I do note was that in getting republished everywhere, it gets a dash between the two words. The original publication just had hell and then space and fire. It's in the table of contents. It's on the main page that way. That's how it appears originally. But how it appears in the table of contents and on its page in this book and anywhere else it may turn up is hell-fire. No spaces inside that. Don't know if that means anything, but we had things like that, like Robot AL 57, same kind of thing, AL-57, but originally just AL space 57. You get these funny things. And the title, though, it is a little more conspicuous than normal. Some of the minor changes you have here would be things like emphasis, like where italics may or may not be, that sort of thing. So that seems to happen a lot. Anyway, that's all I have on that. Thanks for listening.